Hey guys, how are we doing? It's Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another YouTube video. So today it's the 6th of June, Monday the 6th of June 2022. I've had a few days off last week, it was the Queen's Jubilee, and I just wanted to take a few days to recharge, reset the batteries, you know how it is. Have we missed too much? Not really, we've kind of been crabbing since then. But today we've got a few things to talk about, a few big bits of news coming this week. Obviously, I'll keep you up to date on all my socials as to when these things happen, like real time, and I'll update you on YouTube. I think I post probably every 2 days at the minute. That's what I try to do anyway. And then obviously, towards the end of the week, I always do a weekly Roundup podcast. That's with myself and Pav, and we go through the biggest news stories of the week and give our opinions on those. I think that's a pretty cool podcast because, like, Pav spends a lot of time in crypto, but he's not full time. So it's nice to see a perspective of somebody who, even though we do talk every day, so I'd probably do influence him quite a lot, from his perspective, who isn't in the space all the time like I am. So I think sometimes I miss things or like just have seen it and don't talk about it. But anyway, let's get into the video. So today we've actually got another green day on the charts. Don't be too scared about it, guys. Like, I know that it doesn't happen very often, but we have a nice green candle here forming for Bitcoin. Again, I'd like to see the volume a bit higher. There's not much volume at all there. We've still got obviously 12 hours of the day left, so we might look to see that probably about double from where it is now. So we're about halfway through the day. Unless something picks up, like we break a key resistance level, you might start to see some volume come in when we start to challenge a level like that. So we're looking at here like 32,400 if we can get up to that level. Obviously, it's quite a long way still from here. If you start to see one of those areas get tested, you'll see some volume come through either as a rejection or a continuation to push through those levels, in my opinion, obviously. So one positive or big positive is that obviously last week we did try and break out of this little range that we've been in. We did hit the top of the channel and reject that and come back down, but we have actually set a higher low as it stands anyway. So we are looking up towards, as I said, the $32,684 range, and then we're looking at the 50-day moving average, comes in about 33-ish thousand, and then we've got quite a lot of resistance overhead, obviously. So resistance levels are always support levels. If you've broken down below a support, you can use previous support levels as resistance, and the opposite way around. If you break above another support level or resistance level, you can then turn that into support and use that to move in either direction. So then above that, we've got the 200-day moving average, which comes in at the minute about 39,000, but by the time we get up there, it'll probably be in and around this sort of area here, probably doubling up with this key support level there, probably at 38,000 is where I'd look to see that, unless we have some monster green candles come through, guys. But it's a lot to ask. It's not impossible, but it's a lot to ask, because if you push all the way up there today, it's like a 27% Bitcoin green candle, and I don't think we've ever seen it. Well, that's on top of the 4%, so it'd be like a 31% green candle, or 5%, 32%. We haven't really seen that before for Bitcoin, or not since maybe 2013, 14. I don't remember seeing one in 2017 really, and we haven't seen one certainly in this cycle. Ethereum, pretty similar, but we are more of in like a descending pattern here. Look, I don't know if we've broken above that, but you can just see all the tops of these candles kind of matching in this descending triangle here, just a small one. We've come down into it and we're stuck in that range. If we break down below, I'll show you where a breakdown target would take us, and if we break down above, if we break out above, so breakdown target would take us down towards that 1,770. If we break out the bottom, depending on where we break out, we could be looking at 2,450 all the way down to like 2,300 sort of dollar range. I think it's like a 62% chance that you do continue the pattern when you see a formation like that, and a 38% chance you reverse. So it is possible. We've also seen though this double tap of this low range at 1,700, which is the previous support held from the summer, with a bullish divergence on the RSI, which could mean we could be in for a reversal. So just keep your eyes on things like that. I wouldn't have, as I said, I'm still in the same mindset. Don't have your preferences really set either way. Prepare for both scenarios. If we do break down, have some cash on the side ready, and if we continue up, then obviously hold your bags. This is why it's a decent range to accumulate here, because if you think even on XRP specifically, we're at 40 cent now. if you've bought at any point previously in this last year, you're actually getting a better price on your asset than you were all the way until 28th of Feb 2021. So you're getting a better price than all these people on their asset. Doesn't mean it could come down any lower. No, it doesn't mean it can't, but it's still look a decent accumulation price. Even if we head back up to the 190-ish sort of area that we made highs last year, we're looking at a 373% increase from here. And if we go towards all-time highs, which on this chart is 329, it ranges anywhere from 320 to 380 depending on what exchange you use. We're looking at a nice 700-ish, 720% increase from the current price action. So what else have I got my eye on? Well, the DXY obviously still seems to be holding on the daily, the 50-day moving average. We came down, we bounced off it, we tried to push out, then we found, as I said, remember how I was saying a minute ago, we found resistance on previous support level, which was here. If you go into the 4 hourly, it's a bit more obvious. I'll show you what I'm looking at. So on the 4 hourly, we're actually losing the moving averages, but we tried to push out of this zone. Look, we pushed up, and remember on the daily, this is where we bounced, pushed out, and we hit our heads on this previous support level here, rejected that, and have come down. And we have set a lower high here, but we have set a higher low here, sorry, but then we have actually set a lower high right now. So let's see if we continue and lose this level here. That'll be interesting, and probably look for a continuation downwards. As well as that, the last little thing I'm watching this week in terms of price action are the Treasury Bonds. 10 years, they seem to be forming a head and shoulders pattern, with this level here being the left shoulder and the right shoulder forming at the 2.96-ish area. With the head up here, it gives you a breakdown target of around down to 2.28 if we do get a breakdown of this key support level here. That's what I've got my eye on in terms of technicals and the charts at the minute. So let's get into the crypto news. Daily fear and greed index is on 13. Yesterday it was a 10. Last week it was a 10. When it's down in these areas, as I've told you and shown you last week in the YouTube videos, we do look for a bottom in and around these areas. Whether it comes in days, weeks, months, hours, who knows? But these are great accumulation points as far as history tells us when you get down this low. Let me see. This chart's not the best one, but let me see if we can see. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Look, if you see here, look, so this is October of 21, and during these, the highs, look where the fear and greed index is up at 70s, 80s, and then it's been down here. And then before that, look, we were down in 20, and down here we are down in, it's not 19, I don't think, 10. So that last time we printed a 10 down there before our big rally into, this was in July of 21, we rallied up to August, September, we came down. Oh no, maybe this isn't long enough. Give me a second. That was a really bad example there for you. March of 2020, so this is when the COVID crash was, and we stuck in and around the 10 for a while, and then obviously that was the best entry we could have got in the last few years. We rallied all the way up, and now we're setting a big cluster, very similar looking to that, and this of 2018-19, that's after the crypto top came in, and or the year previous to, after that. So we're putting in a lot of 10s, 9s, 8s, and we have been for probably about a month or two. So that shows me it's a decent time to be accumulating, because the last few times we had a big patch of huge fear and greed, and in and around that 10 area have been good accumulation points. So that's just something to keep in mind. I'm sorry for the I thought it was taken here. I thought these were the two peaks for Bitcoin, being the without looking into it too deeply. I wasn't looking at these prices down here. I thought this was like the May sort of top and then the November top, because it looks like a similar price structure to that, but it wasn't. It was just a yearly, so that was me being a bit of an idiot. So sorry about that. But that shows you there. There's the fear and greed indexes, the little clusters of low prints and why they might be good entry points. That one's a very low print there. I don't know what that is. I don't know when that is either. 2019, it won't let me see it. It's not accurate enough. Oh well. Right, so moving on. Cynthia Loomis, who is the Senator of Wyoming, has said, "We've been teasing it for months, but it's time. The time is almost here. A proposal to fully integrate digital assets into our financial system. Excited to unveil this effort next week. So she's releasing her crypto bill this week. So this was from last week, the 3rd of June. We're now on the 6th. She's releasing her crypto bill. So very exciting there for the state of Wyoming, but also America in general. Wyoming has a few things to think about here. Wyoming have a crypto company registered as a bank, and that is Kraken, and Ripple are also registered in Wyoming. Actually, let me just quickly, I just didn't actually get this up, but I want to show you this. Wyoming, I've got something else to show you. So I searched Wyoming Ripple because I was looking at this part. I was like, yeah, I know that they were registered as a company in Wyoming of last year, February 2021, because I presumed that they would follow Kraken in trying to search for banking status or get banking status. But then I saw this from the 13th of May. This was kept quite quiet, which I think is very interesting. So this is from last month. We know that Ripple have their Ubri Foundation, where they basically fund universities to help them study crypto. And it looks like Ripple have actually gifted the University of Wyoming some support for education and research in crypto. And I think that's very interesting, with a bill coming out in Wyoming. So they're obviously pushing towards, like, it's kind of a bit like lobbying, in my opinion. I mean, I haven't really read this article. I just literally saw the headline, skimmed it. I was like, wow. And it said also the University of Wyoming will operate as an XRPL validator on campus. So this is very interesting news, in my opinion, guys. Their generous gift will fund blockchain education, cybersecurity, blockchain applications, and energy and legal scholarship. Additionally, by joining our blockchain advisory board, they'll help us shape education programs in the university projects for years to come. So that's definitely something interesting to watch there. We know Cynthia Loomis is pretty pro-Bitcoin, and it's interesting to see that Ripple are really putting some money into that state as well, with their legal status there as a company as well. We've also got this, if you're within the XRP community, guys, we've got a call that you can tune into on the 7th of June, today, which is tomorrow. It's the SEC versus Ripple discussing the Hinman emails, and you can listen to what Judge Sarah Netburn is going to be talking to them about in person. So you can call the number here, or you can look at James Fillan on Twitter if you want to check that out. I've got a few more little things that I just wanted to show you guys before we sum up this video, and that is this. Is there a retail pump coming? I've just seen a YouTube advert for SafeMoon. I pray people have learned something. So I did see a YouTube advert for SafeMoon, and that started to get me a bit worried, because I think, oh my god, here we go again. And Watch Your Guru said, just in Gold Coast, Australia mayor suggests residents will be paying taxes in Bitcoin soon, which I thought was pretty cool. More adoption news potentially coming out of the country of Australia. They seem to be pretty pro crypto and fintech. Be careful with headlines, guys. I just want to finish with this, especially from XRP Captain, not calling them out or anything, but he says, boom, former Ripple exec says XRP will hit $100 in the future. And he's actually referencing this from Matt Hamilton, who's actually a former dev for Ripple. Very talented developer, though, and massive in the space. But he says, I don't make predictions. This is where it comes from. But I don't see why XRP couldn't hit $100 at some point. Just a question of time. If he said in 2009 Bitcoin would hit 60k, you'd be laughed at. He's not saying it will, he's just saying why he doesn't see why it couldn't. Okay, so just be careful with headlines and what people are saying, and how news articles interpret things, etc. And finally, this from the Bearable Bull, to keep you guys a bit bullish, because I'm always bullish on XRP because and Ripple because of the research I've done. Bearable Bull lists all these things as to what to look forward to with XRP. So we've got the lawsuit ending, XRP getting relisted, XLS20 and NFTs, Liquidity Hub, CBDCs, on-demand liquidity, which is obviously ODL, the private ledger, which is where CBDCs are testing. Hooks is like it's a developing company within the XRPL that have been trying to create like different smart contract options for the XRPL, obviously federated sidechains, Codius, Flare networks, trust lines, 3 seconds or less settlement and less than 1 cent, an IPO for Ripple, and new all-time highs. What did I miss? And I'd like to know what you guys think he missed in my comments as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I do want to keep it as short as possible. Just hopefully give you a bit of an update of what's been going on and what's to come this week. There's a lot going on, so I'm going to be posting a lot, I'm sure. Thank you for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Drop me a comment if you've got any questions. Peace up, A-Town down, as